Against the backdrop of global geopolitical tensions in 2026, strategic missiles have become a symbol of military might, with hypersonic technology and ICBMs leading the arms race between Russia, China, the United States, and other major powers. Rapid technological advancements have sparked a wave of groundbreaking changes in modern warfare. Today, the quality of weapons no longer depends solely on range, but on a combination of mobility, speed, survivability, penetration capability, and the difficulty of being intercepted. Rather than incremental upgrades, the missiles emerging today represent a paradigm shift from the past. Hypersonic glide vehicles, solid-fuel intercontinental ballistic missiles, and non-traditional flight paths are rendering existing missile defense architectures increasingly vulnerable. Below are the top 10 long-range missiles that could reshape the landscape of modern warfare. 1. The RS-28 Sarmat, Russia, is the world's most powerful strategic ballistic missile, operating on a rocket propulsion principle by burning UDMH/N2O4 liquid fuel in a three-stage, multi-chamber RD-274M combustion chamber, total thrust of 100 megatons, expelling hot gases at Mach 4, 4,900 kilometers per hour, through a carbon-carbon vector nozzle at the rear to propel the massive 208-ton mass to a peak speed of Mach 20.7, 25,500 kilometers per hour, within the first 180 seconds of launch. The detailed design includes a rocket body 35.5 meters long and 3 meters in diameter, made of titanium alloy/composite, capable of withstanding temperatures up to 2,500 degrees Celsius and pressures of 50 Gs, containing 178 tons of liquid fuel and N2O4 oxidizer in an automatic anti-spill compartment system, a three-stage liquid-fueled engine with stage 1 comprising 4 RD-274M chambers, providing 75 megatons of thrust, and stages 2 and 3 for orbital adjustment. An integrated guidance system featuring a gyro laser INS with 0.001 degrees accuracy, GLONASS updates every 0.1 seconds, an optical camera for terrain recognition, and an active phased array radar in the terminal phase, achieving a CEP of 500 meters. A 10-ton payload comprising 15 MIRV nuclear warheads of 750 kilotons each, or Avangard HGVs, with plasma-resistant thermal insulation foam. Control surfaces consist of 4 gimbal-mounted vector control surfaces, with plus or minus 15 degrees range, combined with 16 pneumatic thrusters for stability and maneuverability during fractional orbital flight over Antarctica to evade NORAD radar. Notable technical characteristics include a speed of Mach 20.7, a range of 18,000 kilometers, reaching any point on Earth in 25 to 30 minutes, and a high-altitude fractional parabolic ballistic trajectory of 1,500 kilometers that is difficult to predict. Estimated production cost of $500 to $800 million per unit, including MIRV and testing, with a total program budget of 100 billion rubles as Russia optimizes domestic production. Superior combat capability with the Mozir Silos preemptive defense, evading THAAD/Aegis 90%, combat ready from the Uzhur/Dombarovsky bases, capable of destroying the entire US mainland in a single launch. Two, DF-41, China, is the most agile mobile military ballistic ICBM, utilizing the HTB-222 solid-fuel rocket motor that ignites instantly in a 3-stage combustion chamber, expelling exhaust at 5 kilometers per second through a carbon-carbon nozzle resistant to erosion, propelling the missile from the TEL to Mach 25, 30,600 kilometers per hour, in just 60 seconds. The missile features a 21-meter-long body with a 2.25-meter diameter, a carbon fiber/composite shell capable of withstanding 2,000 degrees Celsius, and contains 50 tons of solid fuel integrated with ammonium perchlorate oxidizer. The 3-stage solid fuel engine is deployed on a 16 by 16 wheeled TEL designed for rough terrain. A Beidou GNSS plus INS fiber optic gyro plus terrain mapping infrared camera, plus passive radar guidance system, achieving a CEP of 100 meters with anti-jamming capabilities. A 2.5-ton warhead with 10 MIRVs of 250 kilotons, or DFZ-FHGVs, 6-blade folding control surfaces, plus a 10G maneuverable vector nozzle. Characteristics: Mach 25 speed, 15,000 kilometers range, low altitude depressed/lofted ballistic trajectory to evade defenses. Cost of $60 to $100 million per unit due to mass production in China. High combat effectiveness with 95% survivability and first strike capability, posing a global threat from China's borders to the US, with successful testing expected in 2026. Three, the Trident II D5, US/UK, is the most reliable military submarine-launched ballistic missile, SLBM, utilizing a solid-fuel rocket engine that burns at an exhaust velocity of 4 kilometers per second, following a compressed air launch system that propels the 59-ton missile to Mach 24, 29,400 kilometers per hour. Construction: 13.4-meter long body, 2.1-meter diameter, containing 44 tons of solid fuel. 3-stage Mk6 solid fuel motor with a throttle valve. Astro-inertial guidance, Big Dipper, plus GPS, plus DSMAC image matching camera, plus CEP 90 meters radar. Warhead: 8 to 12 MIRVW76/W88 warheads, 100 to 475 kilotons. Control surfaces: 4 aerodynamic fins plus 8 thrusters. Specifications: Mach 24, 12,000 kilometers. Parabolic trajectory from Ohio/Vanguard class submarines. Cost $30 to $40 million per unit. Fleet maintenance $1 billion per year. 100% secondary strike capability. Highest accuracy in the world. 4. Avangard, Russia. An absolutely unstoppable hypersonic military HGV, utilizing a boost glide propulsion principle from a parent ICBM, such as the Sarmat or Yars. It uses solid/liquid fuel for the initial boost phase to reach an altitude of 100 kilometers, then separates the glide vehicle to glide through the plasma layer at Mach 27, 32,200 kilometers per hour, without additional fuel consumption, relying solely on aerodynamic lift. Detailed construction includes a 2-ton body, 5.4 meters long and 1.8 meters in diameter, made of special UHTCC ceramic material capable of withstanding temperatures of 3,000 to 3,500 degrees Celsius and pressures of 20 grams. It contains no separate fuel, but relies on the parent missile's supply. No engine exists during the glide phase, only small thrusters for initial adjustment. An advanced guidance system featuring an anti-jamming gyro laser INS, plus optical/infrared plasma penetrating sensors, plus a passive phased array radar, providing real-time position updates with a CEP of 10 to 50 meters, even within plasma-obscured environments. A warhead payload of either a 2-megaton nuclear or conventional bunker buster with a carbon-carbon thermal shield. Control surfaces consist of an integrated aerodynamic maneuvering system with 8 to 12 small control surfaces, plus cold side thrusters, enabling 20G multi-directional maneuvers and sudden trajectory changes to evade SM-3/THAAD. Technical specifications include a sustained Mach 27 speed for 10 to 15 minutes, a range of over 6,000 kilometers, depending on the carrier missile, and a low-altitude zigzag boost glide trajectory at 40 to 80 kilometers to create a plasma shield that completely blocks radar. Production cost: $100 to $200 million per unit, excluding the parent ICBM. Development program: 50 billion rubles. Superior combat capability when deployed strategically starting in 2020, with greater than 10 units ready by 2026. Capable of evading 100% of current defense systems, Aegis, Patriot, Arrow. Successfully tested on RS-28 Sarmat, capable of striking Washington from Siberia within 15 minutes.
10 секунд. Полет нормальный. Двигатели работают устойчиво.
5. DF-17, China. The world's first operational hypersonic anti-ship military HGV, utilizing a hybrid rocket scramjet propulsion system, a two-stage solid-fuel booster burning ammonium perchlorate composite propellant, expelling exhaust at Mach 5 plus, 6,174 kilometers per hour, to reach 100 kilometers altitude, then separating to allow the DFZF HGV to glide at Mach 10, 12,348 kilometers per hour, by drawing oxygen from the atmosphere. The design features an 11-meter-long rocket body with a 1.5-meter diameter and a total weight of 15,000 kilograms, constructed from a carbon composite shell capable of withstanding 2,200 degrees Celsius, containing 10 tons of solid fuel for the boost phase, a two-stage solid fuel engine combined with a DFZF scramjet that lacks a traditional combustion chamber, self-igniting compressed gas, a Beidou GNSS dual-band navigation system plus fiber optic ring INS, plus active AESA radar plus EO/IR camera with a CEP less than 10 meters, resistant to GPS jamming. A 1 to 2 ton conventional/nuclear warhead with a carrier-penetrating penetrator capable of penetrating 50 meters of steel, and 4-wing delta-shaped folding aerodynamic glide control surfaces plus RCS thrusters. Characteristics: sustained Mach 5 to 10 speed, range 1,800 to 2,500 kilometers, low altitude glide at 20 to 50 kilometers in a zigzag pattern to evade radar. Cost of $10 to $20 million per unit for mass production. Guam killer/carrier killer capability with greater than 200 units deployed by 2026, capable of destroying a CVN with a single strike from the South China Sea. Live fire testing in 2025 to 2026. 6. Kh-47M2 Kinzhal, Russia. The most widely deployed operational air-launched ballistic missile, ALBM, utilizing a single-stage solid-fuel rocket propulsion system launched from a MiG-31K at Mach 2.8 at an altitude of 20 kilometers. The solid fuel burns at a rate of 3.4 kilometers per second, propelling the 8-meter-long missile to Mach 10 to 12,348 kilometers per hour, along a short ballistic trajectory. The 8-meter-long, 1-meter diameter body weighs 4,300 kilograms and is based on the Iskander-M ground launch design. The titanium/composite casing withstands 1,800 degrees Celsius and contains 2.5 tons of solid fuel. The single-stage P-372 solid fuel motor provides 120 kilonewtons of thrust. An INS strap-down guidance system plus AGAT active radar for mid-course trajectory correction plus DSMAC for a final CEP of 1 to 5 meters. A 500-kilogram warhead, nuclear 10 to 50 kilotons, /HE/fragmentation, capable of penetrating bunkers. 4 extendable straight control surfaces, plus 12G maneuverable grid fins to evade Patriot. Characteristics: Mach 10 to 12, range 2,000 kilometers, 1,500 kilometers from MiG-31. High maneuverability ballistic trajectory at 50 kilometers. Cost: $10 million per unit. Operational capability: greater than 100 units for Ukraine, 2022 to 2026. To target British ships/Patriot systems, deployed via Su-34/MiG-31, with a 15-minute response time. 7. 3M22 Zircon, Russia. The most advanced hypersonic anti-ship cruise missile, utilizing a hybrid scramjet engine with a solid rocket booster in the first stage to reach Mach 4, followed by a liquid-fueled Detzelin scramjet, burning kerosene and atmospheric oxygen to achieve hypersonic speeds of Mach 8 to 9, 9,800 kilometers per hour, in continuous low-altitude flight. Body dimensions: 8 to 10 meters long, 0.76 meters diameter, 2,600 kilograms weight, small delta wings. Liquid-fueled scramjet engine plus solid fuel booster, carries no onboard oxygen. DSM-AC, terrain following guidance plus active radar/EO seeker with CEP less than 1 meter. 300 to 400 kilograms warhead, nuclear or penetrator capable of penetrating 2 meters of aircraft carrier steel. 4 delta control surfaces plus pop-out fins for low-altitude flight at 10 meters. Characteristics: Mach 9, range 1,000 kilometers, low-altitude cruise at 10 to 20 meters to evade all radar. Production cost $5 to $10 million. Deployable in quantities greater than 50 on the Admiral Gorshkov frigate/Yasin-class submarine by 2026. Capable of destroying a US CVN with a single strike. Successfully tested in the Barents Sea. 8. LRHW/Dark Eagle, US. Medium-range, ground-based military hypersonic weapon, utilizing a 2-stage solid-fuel boost glide principle. The AAR-115 solid-fuel booster reaches Mach 6 and propels the vehicle to 100 kilometers altitude, followed by a CHGB glide vehicle gliding at Mach 17, 20,900 kilometers per hour. 15-ton airframe mounted on an 8x8 Oshkosh TEL, 16 meters long, 2-stage solid-fuel booster engine by Lockheed Martin, GPS/INSPNT guidance, plus AI trajectory with CEP, less than 10 meters. 1-ton multi-purpose conventional warhead, carbon glide fins plus RCS. Specifications: Mach 17, 2,700 kilometers, 40-kilometer boost glide trajectory. Cost $40 million per unit. $41.4 million FY 2024. Deployment capability by the 5th Division in 2023, countering China's DF-17 from the Pacific by 2026. Nine. AGM-183 AARRW-US. Highest-speed air-launched hypersonic missile, using a 2-stage solid-fuel boost glide system launched from a B-52H. Solid fuel boost to Mach 5, then glide at Mach 20, 24,600 kilometers per hour. Body configuration: 3-ton, 6.8-meter long underwing pylon. Alliant Tech Systems solid fuel motor. INS/GPS guidance plus satellite data link. Conventional warhead. Air launch folding control surfaces. Specifications: Mach 20, 1,600 kilometers range. High altitude glide trajectory from 20,000 meters. Cost: $15 million. Production resumption capability by fiscal year 2026 for attacks on China/Taiwan from Guam within 2 hours. Hwasong-18, North Korea. The first military solid-fuel intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, utilizing a 3-stage solid-fuel cold launch system from a TEL, transporter erector launcher, that uses compressed air to propel the missile up to 20 kilometers, after which it burns solid fuel at a speed of 4 kilometers per second to reach a range of 15,000 kilometers. Body dimensions: 25 meters long, 2.1 meters in diameter, 55 to 60 tons. 3-stage solid fuel engine on a 9-axle TEL. Guidance: INS plus Astro Tracker with a CEP of 500 meters. Potential MIRV warhead with 3 to 6 warheads. Stabilizing fins plus gimbal. Specifications: range of 15,000 kilometers. High parabolic orbit at 1,200 kilometers. Cost of $50 to $100 million. Capability to deter the U.S. mainland. Rapid launch in 1 minute. Greater than 5 test flights scheduled for 2023 to 2026. The top 10 most powerful missiles of 2026 see Russia leading with the Sarmat and unstoppable hypersonic missiles, followed by the US, Trident/ARRW, and China, DF-41/17, shaping a new nuclear deterrence doctrine through advanced propulsion, AI guidance, and maneuverable trajectories. These weapons not only destroy, but also undermine global defense systems, requiring major powers to invest hundreds of billions of dollars in anti-missile technology. I hope this detailed analysis provides a comprehensive overview. If anything needs to be added, please let me know.